My dear friends, life has a funny way of testing you, doesn't it? It's like a TV show where you are the main character, and the plot twists just keep coming, one after another without any warning. For me, the biggest challenge came not on the Showtime stage, but in the quiet moments when the cameras were off. I was facing a double surgery, a real one for my body, and a symbolic one for my soul. My heart was breaking from a relationship that was slowly, painfully ending, a love I thought was forever turning into a lesson I never asked to learn. At the very same time, my body was waving a white flag, telling me that something was seriously wrong inside, a battle I didn't even know I was fighting until the signs became too loud to ignore. The pain was overwhelming, a two-sided war I had to fight every single day. One moment, I would be crying over a love lost, feeling the emptiness of a future that was suddenly gone. The next, I would be struggling with a strange tiredness, a lump in my throat that wasn't just from tears I hadn't cried yet. It felt like my own body and my own heart had teamed up against me, deciding to fall apart at the same time. It's hard to be strong for yourself when you feel let down by the very things that are supposed to keep you alive, your love and your health. It was a time of deep sadness, a deep dark tunnel where the light at the end seemed impossibly far away. This experience taught me that emotional pain is not just in your head, it's a physical force. The stress from my heartbreak was like a poison spreading into every part of me. My energy was gone. My voice, my greatest tool, felt weak. I would look in the mirror and see a stranger, someone whose sparkle had faded. The lively, loud and happy Vice that you all see on TV was struggling to come out. It was a constant performance, not just for the audience but for myself, trying to convince the person in the mirror that everything was going to be okay, even when it felt like a complete and total lie. I realized then that our bodies remember everything. Every sleepless night, every tear-soaked pillow, every argument replayed in my mind, it all left a mark. The stress was more than just a feeling. It was a physical weight that was making me sick. My body was screaming for help in the only way it knew how. The constant worry, the feeling of being on edge, the deep sadness, it all turned into a real, noticeable health problem. It was a wake-up call, a very loud and scary one, telling me that I couldn't ignore the pain anymore. I had to face both the heartbreak in my soul and the sickness in my body, or I would lose myself completely. The doctors started using words I didn't understand at first. Hypothyroidism, they said, goiter. It turns out, the little butterfly-shaped gland in my neck, my thyroid, had gone crazy. It was making too much hormone, putting my body into a constant state of working too hard. My heart would race for no reason, my hands would shake, and I was losing weight even though I was eating. The lump in my throat was a clear sign that my thyroid was bigger than it should be. The doctors explained that long-term stress, like the kind you feel during a major heartbreak, can be a big reason for thyroid problems. My emotional upset had literally made a part of my body sick. My journey to find out what was wrong was a long and difficult one. It involved many blood tests, doctor visits and scans. I remember meeting Dr. Perez at St. Luke's Medical Center, a kind doctor who specializes in glands, who patiently explained everything to me. He showed me the ultrasound pictures, pointing to the bumps on my thyroid. He said that while medicine could help with the symptoms for a while, the best long-term solution to prevent more serious problems like thyroid cancer was to remove the gland completely. The word surgery is scary for anyone, but hearing that I needed a thyroidectomy felt like another loss, another piece of me that was about to be taken away. A thyroidectomy, as Dr. Perez explained simply, is when they surgically remove all or part of the thyroid gland. In my case, they suggested taking out the whole thing. This gland is like the engine's manager for your body. It controls how your body uses energy, your energy levels, and even your mood. Taking it out meant I would have to take a man-made hormone pill for the rest of my life to do the job my thyroid once did. The thought was scary. It was another permanent change, another new reality I had to accept, all while my heart was still trying to heal from a completely different kind of pain. Getting ready for the operation was a whirlwind of feelings and practical steps. I had to get checked out before the surgery. From a heart doctor to make sure my heart was ready for the medicine that puts you to sleep, to more blood work to make sure my levels were stable enough for surgery. My surgeon, Dr. Santos, walked me through the procedure, explaining the risks and how I would recover. He was calm and comforting, which helped calm some of my fears. But at night, the what-ifs would sneak in. What if something goes wrong? What if my voice changes forever? What if I never feel like myself again? It was a fight between trusting science and giving in to the fear of not knowing what would happen. The day of the surgery arrived and I felt a strange mix of terror and relief. I was terrified of the procedure itself, being put to sleep, the breathing tube down my throat, the cut on my neck. The thought of being so open, completely giving control to the surgical team, was unsettling. Yet there was also a tiny bit of relief, a hope that this was the first step toward ending the physical suffering, toward finally getting better. As they rolled me into the cold, clean operating room, I said a silent prayer, not just for the doctor's hands, but for my own strength to get through this and come out whole on the other side. The process of being put to sleep was dreamlike. The doctor who gives you the medicine spoke to me in a calm voice, telling me to count backward from 10. I remember thinking about everything and nothing all at once. My family, my job, the love I had lost, and the future I was so unsure of. Before I could even get to 7, the world went dark. The next thing I knew, I was waking up in the recovery room, sleepy and confused. My throat was sore and there was a dull ache in my neck, but the first feeling that washed over me was thankfulness. I was alive. I had made it through. The surgery was over. Recovery was a lesson in patience. The first few days were the hardest, with a tube in my neck to drain fluid and difficulty swallowing. But with each passing day, I felt a little stronger. The nurses at the hospital were my angels, always there with a kind word or a gentle hand. As I lay in my hospital bed, I had a lot of time to think. I realized that taking out my thyroid was deeply symbolic. For years, I had been holding on to a harmful relationship, a love that was no longer good for me, much like my thyroid had turned against my own body. The surgery forced me to let go of a physical part of myself that was causing harm. This physical act of letting go became a powerful example for my emotional healing. If I could survive losing a part of my body, I could surely survive losing a relationship that was breaking my spirit. It was a profound realization. The scar on my neck was not a sign of weakness, but a badge of bravery. It was a reminder that I had chosen to remove what was hurting me to make way for health and healing. Letting go of my thyroid was the first step in a much larger process of letting go of the pain, the memories, and the future I had clung to for so long, making space for something new. Life after surgery meant a new routine. Every morning now begins with a small pill, a man-made hormone that does the job my thyroid used to do. It's a daily reminder of what I've been through, but also a symbol of my promise to my own well-being. This little pill is my partner in health, a promise I make to myself each day to take care of my body. Getting used to the medicine took time, with regular blood tests to get the right amount. But this new way of life also made me make other changes, to eat healthier, to listen to my body when it needs rest, and to put my peace of mind first above everything else. Throughout this entire difficult experience, my faith was my anchor. In the darkest moments of fear and uncertainty, prayer was my direct connection to a source of strength greater than myself. I prayed for courage, for healing, and for clear thinking. The support from my family, my closest friends, and the entire Showtime team was my safety net. Their love and encouragement created a powerful healing energy around me, reminding me that I was not alone in this fight. The doctors and nurses were not just medical professionals. They were tools of care and kindness, and their knowledge gave me the confidence to trust the process and believe in a good outcome. This journey taught me the deep importance of self-love. For so long, I had looked for approval and happiness from another person, forgetting that the most important relationship I will ever have is the one with myself. The double surgery, for my thyroid and for my heart, forced me to look inside and rebuild my life from a foundation of self-respect and self-care. It was about learning to be my own hero, to save myself from both sickness and sadness. Healing is not just about scars fading. It's about accepting the new person you become because of them, someone stronger and wiser. To anyone out there fighting a similar battle, whether it's a health problem, a broken heart, or both at the same time, please know this. You are so much stronger than you think. Be brave. Choose to let go of what is hurting you, whether it's a problem gland or a harmful love. Welcome the new beginnings that come after the goodbyes. Your scars are not signs of damage, they are proof that you survived. Love yourself fiercely, trust in your journey, and never be afraid to start over. Life can be beautiful again. You just have to be brave enough to perform your own surgery of the soul and step into a new, healthier, and happier chapter. You can do it.